It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego politico, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't the politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, yeah, yeah. My ego don't.
Hello there.
My ego now I'm on do.
Thank you so much for joining me again. Welcome back. Please take your time to read the caption and the description of this broadcast. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends too. So I titled this, The Ox Are Gathering Again. The Ox Gathers. As it is the custom, the politicians, well, starting with the leader, thinks about tomorrow. For the politicians, they think about the next day. They said the leaders, real leaders, they care more about the next generation.
You too.
But you see the crooked criminal politician, they care more about the next election.
And yes, right.
However, in Nigeria, it is business as usual anyway.
Yeah.
Share this.
Right. President Ruto. And yes. And yes, right. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí fa. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láì. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láì. Òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láì. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ayé ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Motide, thank you so much for joining me again. So, our gist, our enlightenment continues. And thanks to those of you who probably joined us during the Sunday sermon earlier today. This is the continuation, you will say. Yes, the northern political influencers, let's start with them. They have been heads over heels. The moment the video and images of Atiku's contingent or delegation were seen visiting bokohari in what is now being termed as the rallying together of the northern power bloc against Tinubu. But we'll come to that. Let me show you that trip, like in detail, sort of. Atiku in Katsina, including Daura, today.
Atiku Nigeria muke wa fata, waza ya ja da baradin sauyi, kasar mu za ta sha gata.
Albishir goro, babu yajin aiki in Atiku shi yake mulki.
Haka fa,
Alhajin Allah, babu tsadar abinci in Atiku ne yake mulki.
ina muke tafi, Atiku Nigeria muke wa fata, waza ya ja da baradin sauyi, kasar mu za ta sha gata.
Albishir goro, babu yajin aiki in Atiku shi yake mulki.
Haka fa,
Alhajin Allah, babu tsadar abinci in Atiku ne yake mulki.
ina muke tafi, Atiku Nigeria muke wa fata, waza ya ja da baradin sauyi, kasar mu za ta sha gata.
Albishir goro, babu yajin aiki in Atiku shi yake mulki.
Haka fa,
Alhajin Allah, babu tsadar abinci in Atiku ne yake mulki.
ina muke tafi, Atiku Nigeria muke wa fata, waza ya ja da baradin sauyi, kasar mu za ta sha gata.
Albishir goro, babu yajin aiki in Atiku shi yake mulki.
Haka fa,
Alhajin Allah, babu tsadar abinci in Atiku ne yake mulki.
Ga abin gani amma a ba idan kowa ba, aike da hankali amma ba na kan kowa ba, aike da ilimi amma ba sanin kowa ba, aike da fikira ba fikira ta kan kowa ba. Gagarin zuwa jirgi ba zai iya a kai igun ba, ga abin faɗi baki ba zai iya kurici ba, ga abin faɗi kalma ba za su sa, ga abin gani amma a ba idan kowa ba, aike da hankali amma ba na kan kowa ba, aike da ilimi amma ba sanin kowa ba, aike da fikira ba fikira ta kan kowa ba. Agarin zuwa jirgi ba zai iya a kai igun ba, ga abin faɗi baki ba zai iya kore cewa, ga abin faɗi kalma ba za su sa.
Sorry about that sound. That's how it came, so we have to use it that way. So that's Atiku in Katsina, where it was led by the state governor. You know, APC, Egbekegbe, they lost Katsina state to PDP last year. And in fact, those who worked to help manipulate the same charade in northern Nigeria, the key among them, right? They have been quite disappointed. So put it this way. This whole thing about North versus South in the political language is not really about the people of the North or the people of the South. It is primarily about who gets what in northern Nigeria and in southern Nigeria. Then you can then look at the categories of people that are speaking up against them, so you can know from where they are coming from, okay? So when it comes to this northern element that helped falsify, intimidate, harassed people just for Koolu's unverified figure to be defended, especially the arrowhead, rufire, the man that made U-turn just within 24 hours after they've already sealed Tinubu's fate. What made him make U-turn, nobody knows, right? But he did, and he went all out to defend Tinubu, only for him to be disgraced during the ministerial nomination. And since then, he's been written. But for a flashback, when the going was good, the people you are going to be seeing with Atiku, right? They are going to be coming from this background of some of them who kind of feel like left out by Tinubu. And I'll tell you the new agenda.
It is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and by the grace of God, the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When the northern APC governors met one Saturday evening and took a position that we insist that in our party, power must rotate to the south, we did so out of the understanding of our sense of history. We always ask ourselves as northern governors, what would Sir Ahmadu Bello do in the circumstances? What would Tafawa Balewa do? What would Aminu Kano do before we take a position? Because we are the inheritors of that legacy. The 19 northern governors and the Minister of FCT are the direct inheritors of the legacy of Ahmadu Bello Sardauna of Sokoto, Allah ya masa rahama. We are conscious of that burden of responsibility, and that is why when we debate to take decisions, we have these illustrious sons of northern Nigeria as our reference point. And we took that position without regard to the interests of some people who insisted that after 8 years of President Buhari's tenure, he should be succeeded by yet another northerner. We felt as northern governors that this is not in our character. We are not like that. We are people of honor and justice. This is what our grandfathers did. This is what our parents, some of whom are sitting here, did. And it is our duty to protect the sacred word of any northern politician. When we say we will do something, it doesn't have to be written. We do it, we deliver on it. And that's how we started the process of delivering Bola Ahmed Tinubu. we are confident that with the collective support of all of us, with the directed wisdom of our elders, with the energy of our youths, and the compassion.
Despite all of that, they still couldn't deliver Tinubu, and Tinubu knows. He knows what played out. Save for Yakubu. Charlatans like Little Finger, they will have nothing to brag about. But let's pretend that they actually delivered. Little Finger was also defeated in Kaduna State. By their result, right? Atiku won Kaduna. And Atiku also won Katsina, the two states of Bokohari and the Little Finger. So for some reason, even within the Kaduna state itself, right, there were those who have been on the side of Tinubu without the Little Finger's knowledge as well. And when it was time for them to play their card, now they are at it as we speak. So Little Finger has managed to speak just about 2-3 days ago. So he said, you see that Shehu Sani, no, not Shehu Sani, Ubasani, the Kaduna puppet, is supposed puppet, but now on the side of Koolu. Anyway, so Littlefinger said the now Tinubu's puppet, Ubasani, that is disgrace, will be so loud, and he should be counting his days. That's his response for all this financial misappropriation, corruption. However, within Tinubu's government, he has been very, very good to Northern Nigeria too. I'm talking about their Northern class. And I'm putting even the middle belt in the old basket as we speak, because politically, that is how they kind of, when it is politically convenient, you know, middle belt is part of Northern Nigeria for this jackass. When it comes to the economic protection of the middle belt people, then the Fulani terrorists are always having a field day in their murderous jihad campaign. Remember? So I'll put them in the basket because I'm talking about their political class now. The secretary to the government of the federation is from Benue, Georgia Kume. The defense minister is from Jigawa, the former governor of Jigawa. What's that his name again? Badru. The one that is his junior minister is this illegal gold miner or gold trader, a terrorist sponsor, Matawale from Zamfara, I think, yeah, from Zamfara. So Patawale is the Minister of Defense for states. Badri is the Minister of Defense. And more people have been kidnapped and killed in the last 1 year that they have been in charge. I don't know what they want. Maybe it's because of the central bank. Because for 8 years, the Central Bank of Nigeria became the piggy bank for the political elite of Northern Nigeria and their associate from southern part of Nigeria. From the news I read yesterday, they said that the court has forfeited about 12 billion naira worth of properties traced to Emefiole. Emefiole was the former central bank governor of Nigeria. So they all took care of themselves. Nigerian Central Bank became their piggy bank. Family members, you know, side chicks, boyfriends, girlfriends, father, mother, everybody, everyone has their own chop there, including Dangote. So maybe now that they now have the Oduduwa, Emefiole, Kadobi, as well as Sewale Idun, who are now the policy makers and the thieves who are now running things. And just under 1 year, or maybe within a year, the Northern Nigeria's agenda right now is that for equity, fairness, and justice, the Northern Nigeria wants the power back. So they are so deluded that they actually believe that they have the number that made Tinubu the president. Yet, 18 months. Where are we now? June. Shouldn't that be like, okay, let's say 17 months after the conclusion of Nigeria's 2023 charade elections? If you go to the INEC website, out of 177 or so polling units in Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, the result from all of this, the result they announced, if you go to the INEC website as we speak, less than 70% of it has been uploaded. And guess what? If you begin to click the result, even up till now, you will be seeing the images of people who took selfies. And these were the result of some of the polling units announced by Yakubu. Mr. Yakubu. So that is part of the illusion of this Northern Nigeria. And, you know, they think they actually have the number that made Tinubu. They are still not yet kind of come to the reality that nobody voted for Tinubu enough to make him president. Not those they considered as their followers. The Northerners that enjoyed the Muslim ticket. The Afars that were preaching in their mosques. They actually still believe that to become president of Nigeria, you need to, no, you don't need the East, you don't need the West, you don't need the North, you don't need anybody. You need INEC. That's all. Whoever wants to go and vote should go and vote. Anybody will get any control over anything, anywhere. The people where you say you get control over, oh yeah, now go and get them to go and vote against Tinubu. Like, use that deluded. So I'm saying this to all of you as well, who are also thinking, you know, maybe coalition can remove Tinubu. Now, listen, I'm not saying coalition can remove Tinubu. Don't get me wrong. Are you with me? But there are two things you need to know. Okay? And these are facts. Okay? That you can't really dispute. So the fact number one is this, especially you, the obedient, watching me right now. Fact number one is this. You do not have what it takes to remove anyone planted or put in power by the establishment. You do not have that. Why? Because they set the rules. Okay? The moment they set the rules, you would have to play by their rules. And you can't win. That's number one. That's number one factor. And because you can't do it alone, okay, you don't want to be with those who have stolen Nigeria money, those who have looted, those who have destroyed Nigeria. You know them, you know their names, you know their faces. So, if you want a new Nigeria, it has to be people who have never been involved in any way, you know, destroying Nigeria to this level. You know, that's a tough one, Abi. But let's just assume that you would agree with me that that's going to be a very, very tough one. So look around the 774 local government areas of Nigeria. And then expect somebody or a group of people that, you know, have never been part of, you know. That is why everyone who decided to join you as obedient, like the APC, let's be honest, their sins were forgiven, remember? Once you, like, you know, your sins are forgiven. Like that of, what's this guy named? Kenneth Okonkwo. I even have a clip of him I'll share with you later, but that's, you know, I'm just saying. Now, that means You would have to accommodate some rotten people who probably will tell you they are now changed people. That is called coalition. Their sins would have to be forgiven for the sake of one Nigeria. No be so? Now, that simply means if you now have coalition, it will be coalition of supposed good guys surrounded by the same horrible people that destroyed and divided Nigeria. But you would have to pretend that they won't divide Nigeria anymore. They won't destroy Nigeria anymore. They will be good people. Like you have to pretend that they will be, right? Just so that mentally you can be able to handle how you have to praise Atiku, defend bokohari and others, because they would all have to come together to rescue and save you from Tinubu and gang. Do you understand how that plays? Yeah, that is what is called coalition. Some of you are still going to abuse me. Now that 1 or 2 years now, you're going to abuse me that I don't understand. And I will be here. I'll say, okay, it's all right. Yeah, you would have to. Maybe you want to rescue Nigeria. You would have to admit the rogues, the criminals, the state governors, the senators, the reps that you know very well, their position now, even before now. So you'd have to say, but they are trying to rescue Nigeria. Not for you. It's going to be for themselves, but they need you. So you see, these two facts cannot be disputed. There is a solution, but we'll get to that part. Okay? So the likes of Atiku and gang, as we speak, they are making it look more like the northern Nigeria has been left behind because some people there too who anticipated another life entirely after bokohari, they are not living that life. There are people who are still in the captivity of a terrorist too, no doubt. There are people who are still robbing trucks, meat truck. They are still there robbing, grain trucks for food. They are still everywhere. They're like even poorer. But the real reason behind this regrouping is not because of them. The agenda now is for equity, fairness, and justice. The power has to return back to northern Nigeria after 2027. No, by 2027. Because according to them, since this demonstration of madness or demonstration of grace started in Nigeria, the southern Nigeria by 2027 would have been in power for 17 years. And that's unfair. The northern Nigeria has only been in power for just 11 years. Baba, you are from southern Nigeria watching me. Can you tell me how much they moved by 3 years? Okay, not 17. Just use 14 years now with Tinubu. So when he is there till 2027, it will be 17 years, I think. Okay. Obasanjo was there for 8 years. Jonathan was there for 5 years. And that's a 13. Then Tinubu has been there now for a year. That's 14. So by 2027, it will be 17 years of southern rule. But let's use 14 first. You, when they watch me from southern Nigeria, or if you are from southern Nigeria, raise up your hand and tell me that the 14 years of a southern presidency in Nigeria has made your life better than the lives of those who are from a northern Nigeria. Oh yeah, raise up your hand. And this, your better life, is due to the policies of this. How many? Maybe there are some. I'm just saying. Then if you are from northern Nigeria, raise up your hand. 11 years of a northern presidency. 11 years. This is the recent history. Raise up your hand and tell me how beneficial that has been to an average you in northern Nigeria, that a northerner was president of Nigeria for 11 years in the last 25 years. So why are you deceiving yourselves and believing these rogues and these charlatans that they have your interest at all? It's our turn. We must not let anybody. We will not grieve for the do to be do. The robo. Hey. The moment all of you, somebody was like asking me, okay, what's the solution? The solution is not hard. If you have the capacity to organize yourselves, to call yourselves together that you want to go and get PVC. Some of you are campaigning about it as well. Until you mobilize millions of you to be interested. You can mobilize millions of you at the same time and not at a certain date fixed by the establishment or at a date fixed by all of you. By December 20th, by December 21st, there will be a national lockdown in Nigeria by the young people with the following demands. Then you start mobilizing towards that, raise funds towards that. And when that time comes, until your own demands are met, you're not going anywhere. Like you could mobilize millions to go and vote, Abby. And then the vote won't count because somebody somewhere is just going to, compute some figures into the computer, and then it will declare whoever they wanted as winner. And now they are telling you that, in this contraption, right, the people who vote are not the important people. The most important people are the people that count the votes. So right now, I'm trying to advise those of you who might want to believe, if you are from northern Nigeria, you might quite actually stop deceiving yourselves. The only reason why the likes of Atiku and gang are going to believe that you are so moved and impressed by them coming together to do what? To save you from Nigeria. No, they want to save themselves. Have you not noticed? They just need you to validate that. So that if it's not going according to their way, they need the audience to say, to tell about, to be deceived with religion, tribe, ethnic, and all of that. But how beneficial is any of this to you once these guys use these mediums to gain power? So if you're asking me for solution, I could give you a million solution that is practicable. I'm looking forward to a day when I will be influential enough. When I will be influential enough that I will have be able to call out 1 million people and 100,000 would answer me. It is possible. That's exactly the job being done by the rogues in Nigeria. 1 minute you want to believe maybe the Nigeria will work. And at every point in time when you think it would, but they will shatter that dream. That's what they do. So one day you'll be tired, like many of us. But those of you who have that power, you are using them to mobilize for an election, and then that's it. Then you go to where? You go to their courts. That's not going to save anyone. So I just gave you that for those of you who have actually been on the field. Now, here is one of them defending why and how the government funded Hajj. And people died for that Hajj. Honestly, the reporter I got was that 45 people died from Tunisia. Over 600 died from Egypt. And they said I eat to kill them. There were many other wonderful things that took place there, like a delegation from Nigeria that found a purse filled with money. And they returned that back to the head of their camp. And then we saw those who were not happy with what they were fed with, the food, the kind of food they were given. But Nigeria as a whole, right? Nigeria federal government, which is Tinubu, gave the Nigerian Hajj Commission 90 billion naira. The governors from 36 states in Nigeria, including South, South, Delta, they all gave over 400 billion. Plus the fact about half a trillion naira was spent by Nigerians alone going to the Hajj. And I heard that about 3 people also died from the heat as well from Nigeria. Yeah, it was really bad. The heat was really, really, really bad this year. But here is the Niger governor, the headquarters of the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria. The man that said, my state is the state with the largest number of Fulani terrorists. He called them bandits, and he advised Nigerian government not to use any force, military or what have you, that he would talk to them. So it's an Avon. And half of the state itself is being controlled by these terrorists. The guy was in Hajj himself and his deputy. He just came back and he's here to lecture us on why now, the government had to come in and say, yeah, and other things, if you don't mind.
Yes. Good morning, Your Excellency. We're delighted to have been given this privilege to meet with you here in Saudi Arabia. We understand you're in Saudi Arabia for the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage. What is your general assessment of the Hajj this year?
We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the opportunity to have been part of this 2024 Hajj pilgrimage. And we want to also thank the President of our country for also giving us opportunity and other Nigerians to be able to perform this ritual and obligation. My assessment of the operation in general, for the Saudis, they've done their best. But for us as a country, we have failed. We have failed and continue to fail and fail and fail. NACON is supposed to be a regulator, not an operator. But NACON has decided to continue to play the part of operation, and therefore they failed pilgrims. Can you imagine that the feeding of pilgrims in Medina, the accommodation in Medina, the tents in Muna and Arafah, the transportation, both land and air freight, all is handled by NACON. Even the medical workers, they are selected from the states and the funds are released from the states to NACON. So all these things hinder operations. There is no country that does that in the whole world. And very few countries have bodies like NACON. So our general overview is for NACON to continue to be a regulator, not an operator.
Thank you, Your Excellency. A lot of deaths have been recorded due to heat wave in the Arabian Peninsula, especially in Saudi Arabia. How many pilgrims from your state have you lost? And if you could tell us how many have you lost in Nigeria generally?
Okay, in my state, we lost to Medina due to their state of health. And this is one of the reasons I'm talking about NACON. Because if medical part of the pilgrimage is handled by states, you will do your screening. You see people who are diabetic, people who have underlying illnesses, and you'll be able to understand how you can transport them. But nobody does that because NACON is in charge. So we lost 2 due to medical issues, and we lost another 4 due to heat wave. So in my state. And in Nigeria, I'm sure it can be less than 100 in general. So this is not a good number, and this should stop. Let state governments be able to do the right thing, screen their pilgrims, check their statuses, health-wise, and even for those that are going to be coming for medical, let us even understand that they're coming for medical. Let us understand the kind of medication they are taking. But nobody does that because NACON is handling it.
Excellency, just before the Hajj operation, we understand that the FGN gave a subsidy of 90 billion naira. What is your assessment of NACON in relation to the subsidy that FGN provided?
Let me tell you, it's unfortunate, and there is need for the National Assembly to probe these funds. As a state governor, I want to lead the Committee of Governors of the NGF to scrap NACON. NACON is not helping matters. Federal government is too big to be worried about Hajj operations. These are supposed to be local government issues, not even state issues. So state government should be able to organize pilgrimage and get agents from the private sector who will do this thing the best way, like other countries are doing. The government has no business in doing this business. Again, can you imagine governors of Nigeria, the Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, paying money to NACON and coming to Mina, no place for him to sleep, and embarrassed, or no place for governors to sleep, is embarrassed? People would say because governors have been touched. Yes, governors have been touched. But it is good that governors have been touched. It is good that the Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has been affected. It is time for us now in the learning curve to change the narratives. Let state governments handle Hajj operations. The 90 billion you are talking about the federal government gave, imagine sharing it with our states and see what the state. There is no state. My state, for example, and other states in the north have given between 3 to 5 billion naira subsidy, additional to what government has brought in. That 90 billion is enough to run UBEC budget for 4 years. So we cannot be handing our resources to people. And people paid 8 million naira for these operations directly before even the subsidy, and they got only $400. This is ridiculous. What is $400? Somebody pays 8 million naira to you, NACON, and you come and give them stipends of $400 to run themselves for 1 month. There is no even reason why a Hajj operation should last beyond 2 weeks. You bring pilgrims for 40 days, you leave them here, some 45 days. It's ridiculous because of racketeering in airlifting, in handling of cargo and other things. Let the private sector drive Hajj operations. Government should be a regulator. NACON should be a regulator at the center. If NACON must exist, then they should strictly be a regulator. But as I've told you, I'm leading committees of governors to the NGF. From there, we'll go to the NEC. I will propose this motion. We'll send a bill to the National Assembly where this issue of NACON should be reviewed.
Thank you once again, Your Excellency. From everything you have said, clearly there is a huge gap between the relationship between the states and FGN, especially NACON, in relation to Hajj operations and regulation. What do you think is the way forward, Your Excellency?
The only way forward is for people that let there be separation of powers and responsibility. NACON, by the laws that have brought them to existence, are supposed to be regulators to make sure that things are done rightly. But NACON has no business in chartering of flights. It is not their business to feed the pilgrims because the food they are giving people. For example, I'm from Niger State. If you allow me to feed my pilgrims, I'll be able to transship food that people are locally used to. To Saudi Arabia, to feed my own pilgrims. I'll be able to get a kitchen that will feed my pilgrims from what they are used to. Not to come and give them a slice of bread or boiled egg, 1 piece of egg, and people are starving. We have different cultures. You cannot force the Arabian cuisine on our people, and that's why they are falling sick. Some people want to drink kunu, some people want to eat masa, and so on and so forth. But NACON wouldn't do that because they contracted to the Arabians, and I don't know the reason. So these things are
nuisance, Lele.
I know it can be annoying, isn't it, right? I just wanted you to see the ridiculousness of the characters. And this is religion. To them in Nigeria, you have to be very careful. You need to be very careful. Even religion, people handling religious matter, they steal money. And yet you still don't see that the whole thing is a pure charade. When they use religion to wink, he said something. He said it should be a private business. It shouldn't be government should just be regulators. That's not true. Because the main sort of a project that really matters, according to these criminals, the project that matters to the people is when you build mosques. They have a name for it. Is that called mashallah? No, that one are whiskey. Whiskey is mashallah. No, they have a name for it. I forgot the name. What do they call the mosque? It's not called the mosque. That is so important to them, according to these rogues. People will put together millions of naira and hand them over to some guys that they will turn around and turn back later to complain of being robbed in the name of Allah. They are being robbed in the name of Allah. And then those who are milking that, according to him, like, the governor and the speaker, they were so embarrassed when they got to Mecca. What are they doing in Mecca? What are they doing in Saudi Arabia? Oh, they are Muslims. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Are you saying that they should not follow their this or that? How many countries do you know in the world that pay people to go to Mecca? Not pay them, like sponsor them to go to Mecca, to go and pray in Saudi Arabia. How many do you know? But you see, this Alimajiri mentality, Rankadede mentality is from northern Nigeria. It has become the unwritten law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If the government no pay, they don't pay for Hajj this year. The northern Nigeria are very angry. You did not pay for Hajj this year. Education is least, because that one too is probably an around. But yeah, that's a state governor, doing a small video to show to us that indeed he witnessed the maltreatment of northern pilgrims to Mecca. So they coughed out 8 million naira. Imagine people and there are poor people, right, who don't have that money, but they put them on anyway. They paid over 10 million naira for them to go to Mecca. Some of them have health issues. But they have been told once they go to Mecca and pray around the Medina and Mecca, Allah will take them to Al-Jannah. So it's okay. This whole thing, Then they give the money to Saudi Arabia. They give the money to Saudi Arabia. Who would then? You see one thing about going to Mecca. The one that these criminals have now monetized in Nigeria. And it is a political tool as well in Nigeria. Okay? It's a pillar of Islam that says, as a Muslim, okay, so you pray 5 times a day, you give alms, which is a zakat. I think zakat is zakat salat. And then Umrah, that's Hajj. Then that's 5 pillars of Islam. Oh my God, why did I forget all of that? Anyway, one of them, right, which is the least of them, is going to Mecca. Yeah. Islam does not give compulsion that you must go to Mecca. In fact, you are advised that going to Mecca is if you can afford the journey. Back in the days, you would have to possibly just trek from wherever you are in the world. And you would trek for months, sometimes years, to go to Mecca. There were people who left, and for 15 years, their people didn't see them again until they showed up again. And then they came back with beard and all of that. They look so different, with different language and all of that stuff. But they came back as, this person just came back from Hajj. I swear, that's most of the history. Then over time, it became more easier, and transportation became more easier and shorter and shorter. That's the history. So a lot of people don't want to go. If you are a sick person, don't go to Mecca. If you have a health condition, because it is energy consuming, the exercise and all of that. It is not compulsory. But you know what the politicians and criminal politicians in Nigeria, especially northern Nigeria, are doing? They use that as a gift. They will promise the impoverished people in their different communities. And this is the idea that they imported to southern Nigeria. Now, all over Nigeria now, especially western Nigeria, Yoruba land, you will see politicians will be promising their party members, poor party members. If I become honorable, I will send 5 people to Mecca. Say Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Or they say Takbir. That is somebody who is pledging there. And guess who they will give the slot to? When you go to mosque, they will say, Honorable Tajudeen, what mu Mecca wow. Mecca meta lo mu wa lodun yi. Honorable Tajudeen has brought us Mecca trip. So, Chief Imam, we are now asking to see, what do you think we should give it to? You know, say, Mama Ya Saida, she has been very, 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 active. She has been, the only thing in her life is praying to Allah that she should go to Mecca. She wants to go to Mecca. Imam, I'm thinking we should just gift her the Mecca. So they will call it Ya Basira, Ya Shehu. Ya Shehu. Àdúrà yín ti gbà. Ṣé ní inú Suratu Takiya. Ya Basira, Ya Shehu. Ya Shehu. Obìnrin kan bẹ níbẹ̀ ní Jọ́dánì lọ́jọ́ náà lọ́wọ́ kígbe rorò, she cried to Allah. Allah should show her light, and Allah show her. See, Allah has answered your prayer. You are going to Mecca this year, and she will become so happy. And that's how the woman that has never seen 1 million naira in her life, she will become so grateful that she's going on a journey of 10, 15 million naira. And all glory to Allah. Yeah, I'm not saying this is so wrong. Okay? It is very wrong. And it has become a norm, politicized in Nigeria. So some of them, like governor, governor can say, I'm going to sponsor 2,000 people. So they will begin to share the slot of Mecca. Inside the homes where people could barely eat, where their children have no real education or anything, okay? They will begin to give them Mecca. Slot Mecca. That guy who is giving the slot, they owe him their political allegiance. That is wrong. That is un-Islamic. That is complete haram. But they've normalized it in Nigeria. They've institutionalized it. And every year, hundreds of billions of Nigerian naira is mobbed together in the name of Mecca subsidy, money for the boys. And those are the time when the Nigerian forex, you see those people who are doing businesses, and those where they go Mecca, or those where they go Jerusalem, Israel, they will need dollars. They need forex. They are not going to bring anything back that is productive, just like they are tourists. They are going on tourism, okay? So that money is going to be spent there. So then the dollars will become scarce. And on and on and on. This is just one of them. There are many others, and many ways they always kind of put the stress on that day on the forex, not for anything productive, just for fantasy of their, it is wrong. It is wrong. I remember when I was growing up in Odogbolu, new farmers and new traders, petty traders, they were saving money for Mecca. Old men, old women. Not too old. I mean, like, just be like, Mecca not do you. You need to see how happy they always feel. They always felt. I grew up among this elderly Yasuno. Yasuno. Baba Dini. Yadini. Yasuno. If you grew up in a Jebu like me, you will understand what I am talking about. These are the, these are the mama, papa that, you know, the way they took their religion, right? That Mecca was a must. Government didn't give them money to go to Mecca. Then I grew up, I started seeing billions and billions. These are money spent on sending people to pilgrimages to Mecca, to Jerusalem. And then they tell them to pray for Nigeria when they get there. That's it. That's what they do every year. It's like every year ritual. And if you dare not give the money, you have gone against the northern Nigeria. You are, no. So politicians then therefore just milk it. And then the citizens themselves, don't offend them. Because that's when you begin to hear stupid questions like, so are you saying that they should not sponsor people to make canal? Is that what you are saying? Just say that you hate Muslim. Eh? You see the money for Mecca. That is the reason why Nigeria is not growing. Eh? Just say you don't like Muslim. Yeah. Not today. They will begin to say that to you. Then you just be like, what are you talking about? Like, all these things I mentioned or I listed, they don't make any sense to you. They make sense. But the way you are talking, I know say you don't like Muslim. I know that you don't. Then now, is it the money? Is it how much is money for me? It's not that I support it. But I just don't always say that it's money for Mecca. That it's just all those peanuts that kind of contributes to it, okay? And that's how Nigeria runs. That's how Nigeria operates. You know, I don't know if the Christians enjoy a lot of that too, but that of the Muslims are so pronounced. All of us will get religion. Which money they go give us? Don't we deserve something to say, okay, I want to go to... All of us will not get any religion now, right? Let's call ourselves and say, okay, we want to go to or somewhere in Oshogbo, you know, those illy place, and say we are grouping there. Yeah, we are having a boot camp there. Nigerian government should subsidize us. Don't we deserve that? All of you abolitionists, where they go, all of you where they go, Igbodu. In Ijebu, you go to Igbodu. Igbodu is like you go into Mecca. Sorry, apologies, not like your Mecca, but you know what I mean now. That's what we kind of feel like. So they be like, they will, you know, nobody is sponsoring us. We no matter, not the Christians, not the Muslims. And if you put a poster up and say you be Ogboni, Ogbushege, vote for Ogboni, Ogbushege for governor, Ogo State. You will go vote for Ogboni. In Jesus' name, blood of Jesus, aram, and all of that stuff. What the hell? People are actually using, you see, this is where I have problem with all these religious people. There is a mix of religion and politics, and it is not for good. It is for manipulation. And the bribery they give to you, somehow, is all these peanuts. Just to keep you quiet. You know, I know say all of them are the same. But Ifeanyi Okowa is different, my brother. The first Jerusalem that I went, it was Ifeanyi Okowa. He's very good to Christians. But your children have no access to real good schools. You don't have access to real good healthcare system. Your communities are not safe. You are living a life whereby, you know, in an economy that is mostly rigged against you. But he's somebody. What I love about him is that he is a very good man. Do you know how many people he sent to Mecca? They say Mecca. And now, if not because of him, all of the people that are living in Alagbole and Onikoko areas, there will be no allergy there, if not because of Mayegun. It is this Mayegun that sent them to Mecca. I turned them to allergy. They say, how did you help them? Say, do you know how many scholarship where I give people? Okay. How many scholarship? Don't ask me. Go and ask people and give scholarship. But if you want to know people who are sent to Mecca, Alaji Undasi, Alaji this, Alaji that, Alaja and his wife, go to that place, you will see them there because they do not really care about anything. Progressive, productive. And they use that to make you think. That's something. And then when we try to kind of shut them down, some of you begin to, you begin to feel offended. Yeah, Mayegun, I agree with you on everything you have been saying. But let me tell you something. This man, I don't say he's a thief. But let us be honest. He's a very God-fearing thief. What? I know you won't believe me, Mayegun. I know you won't believe, but let me tell you this, This man is a God-fearing thief. Okay. I mean, if you know that how many people that he feed every day, if you know how many people that come and beg for money from him, and that's a good thing. So I've seen a lot, I've heard a lot. And most of it are those who are trying to use the connection of religion, okay, to defend their own rogue by first going offensive. Then they will kind of feel like, okay, I'm compromising, then all right. They go offensive by quickly attacking you and say, oh, it's because you don't like Islam. It's because you don't like Christianity. Why are you always talking about pastor? What is your problem with all this Islam? Just say that you don't like it. I say, is that all you pick from all I have said so far? Right. A máa gbàdúrà fún yín, okay? Ilé-iṣẹ́ àdúrà wa náà dẹ̀rẹ̀ kò ní jóná. Pastor, please.
Oṣó ni, àjẹ́ ni, ẹlẹ́bọ lóògùn ni, amániṣẹ́ni ni, afàìmániṣẹ́ni ni, wọ́n á fi yín sílẹ̀.
Àmín. And that's how we take us back to Oregon today when we started hearing the shout, fire, 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 pano, 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 pano. Kí ló dé? I actually thought somebody was shouting, Holy Ghost fire, Holy Ghost fire. So to me, I was just shouting. I was like, amen, amen, until we saw smoke. It was what's the name of that church again? Christ Embassy that was on fire. The headquarters of Christ Embassy, Lagos, Oregon, Lagos, was on fire earlier. And the fire was put under control by the firefighters who later kind of came to the screen. Let me show you. Let's go there. And this happened at Oregon, Ikeja in Lagos this morning.
This is Christ Embassy, Oregon. As you can see. Say go sound on the church. Say people don't dey inside church, sha.
Christ Embassy headquarters here at Oregon. As you can see, our men are fighting fire.
Yeah, the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. However, it was finally brought under control a few hours after that, and there was no report of any injury or life loss. So it was practically before the service started, I think, and the fire started before then. So that prevented any sort of, any massive damages or casualties like that. And the guy who responded, Oyakilome himself, streaming live from London, I think. So he has this to say that it's nothing to worry about. It is just a house. It is just a house of God. And it will be rebuilt. Far better than the one that got burned. So listen.
When something like this happens, you look at it, what does God think? God just gives us an opportunity to do something about it. That's all. What are we going to do? Okay, great. It's a house of God. All right, it's been burnt down. Okay, all right. We'll clear out the place, build a better one, a more beautiful one. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. And let the devil lick his wounds. Yeah, that's it. Because we must look at life from the spiritual. This is not what you call an accident. No. Because we are not ordinary people. We are helped all the time. He told us even when you walk, he says, don't worry. You wouldn't even dash your foot against the stone. Why? He said, because he gives his angels charge concerning you. So everything that happens in your life is on plan. There's no accident to the child of God. No.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
What
shall I say? Thank you,
Yes, thank you, Lord. Can we add a sort of miracle thing to this temple? I know miracle happens to a lot of people on this platform every day. I mean, there are those who have become so clear in their understanding of what Nigeria is. I'm thinking maybe we should, because you know something, people are going to raise the fund. It is the house of God. Oyakilome has good patrons. Like he's got great patrons. Have you forgotten that it was a member of his church that paid the tithe of a 42 million naira? And she's just an account handler or something like that, like at a Sheraton Hotel. So she was arrested later of stealing over 450 million naira. And from that account, she paid over 45 million or so to the Christ Embassy. So he's got patrons that will put the whole resources together. That's quite rich. That's their money. So I don't want to have any say in that. So those of you the attendees of Christ Embassy and all of that in Lagos, so accept my condolences, Sabi. I don't see nobody die. Well, there's some losses there, right? Accept my condolences. See, I haven't seen the guy come out and say something by telling us that God, angel, this and that, and all of that kind of thing is involved in this madness that is going on in the contraption. He is just doing his own business. And his business is his business, so I sympathize with all of you. Okay? Genuinely, I mean it. I just thought I should share that here and let you see that's something there for those of you who are not aware. Okay, let's go to let's go to Kenya. Their president finally spoke this afternoon. Yes, William Ruto. Remember that he was set to be visiting a community, but it's like visiting a state, and that state seemed to be his base. So in 2022, the last time he was there, he was welcomed by the people that made him president, among them, right? But this day that the country is embroiled in the protest against the finance bill, the one that is going to overtax them. You know, for those of you who have been following this anyway, right? So the Kenyans have been on the streets for the past 7 days. And as we speak, they are already on another countdown to the day they expect Ruto to sign into law that bill. Because already the parliament have voted on it. The people have recognized those who voted yes, that the Kenyans should be taxed to death. In the name of, we need money to run this country. Yes, you may be all complaining about corruption and all of that, but we still need money to run this country. No, you don't need money to run this country. You need to put a cap on government spending. All this 1 billion for this, 10 billion for cars, 5 billion for chairs, 15 billion for travel, 100 billion for National Assembly, and all these billion you are giving out, right? Call them off. And don't tax us to death. Use the one you already taken rightly. That is where, you know, it's like a crossroad as we speak. And the Gen Z, the younger generation that makes up the 75% of their population, they are saying they are not backing down. So this morning, they decided to take their protest to churches, especially the church that Ruto was going to be worshiping in. So they moved down in their thousands. Some of them gained access inside. Others stayed outside, including the Maasai people. You know Maasai people? They are considered as one of the most peaceful people that barely complains about anything, except if I am wrong. Now, they are also involved in the reject finance bill that is a protest going on in Kenya. So this morning, they and then a member of the parliament, a few others that they kind of caught up with. This happened. So it's like they caught up with a few of the members of the parliament that voted yes to the finance bill. And they just want to tear him down. And he himself was like, no, leave me alone. He's on this, so he's on the crutches or so, right? That's the kind of tension that is currently ravaging Kenya. But this afternoon, at the church program, for the first time in about 2 weeks, when this whole thing started, and when it got escalated a week ago, in which Rex, a young man, 19-year-old young man, was shot and killed by the police. A police officer lost his two hands to mishandling of canister, tear gas canister. So there has been people hospitalized. There are others who have gone into hiding because the government and their agents have declared them wanted. So the chaos is everywhere. So this afternoon, Ruto said, as a typical politician, and I didn't even notice that. So I'm going to say it to you, watching this now, okay? Kenyans, when they watch that video, when they listen to Ruto, they categorically pointed out Ruto licking his lower lip, like, and according to them, that is to say, he is lying. And according to them as well, if you want to know that Ruto is lying, he will lick, and he will do so repeatedly, especially when he's making a statement. When he's making a statement that is supposed to be categorical or supposedly factual or reliable, then I don't know. I just saw them today talking about that, and I was like, okay, didn't see that. So listen to Ruto.
I am very proud of our young people. They have stepped forward tribeless. They have stepped forward peaceful. And I want to tell them, we are going to engage them. We are going to have a conversation so that together we can build a greater nation. What I want to assure them is that we are concerned about their issues. In this year's budget, I have enhanced the budget going to CDF to increase by 10 billion so that young people can get bursary, and young people, we can build ICT hubs so that these young people can get digital jobs, because we know the challenge of unemployment in our country. Let me also tell the young people of our nation that in this year's budget also, we have increased our higher education loans board so that no child from any vulnerable family can lack an opportunity to be in a TVET or in a university on account of the ability of their parents or guardians to pay for their fees. We're going to make sure that every child has access to higher education. I am very proud of our young people. They have.
Anyway, somehow, Sha, I kind of get to see that they give a bursary to Kenyan students. And he just mentioned the 10 billion will be added to that with. So it wasn't really obvious, was it? Man, Kenyans are like all these Kenyan Gen Z that they para. After that broadcast, right? They reacted like this.
Anglican Church of Kenya, it is my church. You will shoot us here. You will kill us here. My name is Odili Mobadi. I am telling Ruto, I am telling Kenya police, shoot us on the church ground. Shoot us here. Shoot us here.
A police vehicle has just come where the protesters are gathered.
Ruto ameleta Kenya police yote ya uhuru. Version of Kenya police. Anachukua vijana wetu. Be very afraid, Ruto. It's over. Talk of State House. Get out of State House now.
So they were there outside the church. They listened to him. And the reaction was like, no, we don't want to talk to you. Repeal this finance bill. Totally reject it. Don't even try it. Then maybe we can talk. So they were singing, he must go outside the church, that their president is inside. Yeah, that's kind of a thing. And he actually acknowledged that by saying, these guys have been protesting tribalist, no ethnic coloration, no religious coloration, and all of that stuff. And some of them within their country are kind of like telling themselves it's a time for sober reflection. If young people are pointing out our flaws, and this time around they are not using tribe, ethnic, or religion, or even politics to speak out, it is time for the ruling class in Kenya to listen to them. Hopefully Ruto listens to them. We are rooting for you. Kenyans, keep going. All right? Keep pushing it. And as this your supposed demented big brother, a bellicose giant of Africa, maybe your revolution can somehow motivate this Agbaya, Nigeria too, or maybe not. I shall keep going. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, I know say there is a way that where people have actually normalized abnormalities in Nigeria. But let me tell you something about Tinubu and the Tinubunomic or their voodoo economy. Nigeria have sunk beyond. It's like Nigeria is like a drowning in a bottomless pit. And there is no chance for her. No chance. With this guy is in charge, no chance. They've depleted the Nigerian foreign reserve. Yes, they have. Also, they have added 34 trillion naira to Nigeria's debt in a year. If they continue like this, that means by the time they are done in 2027, Nigeria debt should be hovering around 300 trillion naira. It is currently over 150 trillion, but they put it as official number of 122 trillion naira. But I tell you, there is more. It is always more. Okay, so Tinubu and his gang have now devised another means to sell to the people, and that is going to be gold rush. You know that Nigeria is currently bedeviled with different kinds of terrorists. As we speak, some of them, they are masking their terrorism behind the violence they are unleashing, the jihadists of Boko Haram and the Fulani terrorists. We discovered that this has nothing to do with the land per se. It is what is mostly under the land. So as it is, Tinubu and his gang, Dele Alakori, who is the Minister of Mines and the Mineral Resources. So they said they have devised a means. Number one, they gave Dele Alakori what they call the forest rangers, kind of a selected armed group of officers given a different uniform, and their commander is Dele Alakori. So Dele Alakori would then have to use this special guard to protect the Nigeria mineral resources that are being illegally mined across Nigeria. That is the Zobo they told you. The purpose of putting together a crew is for them to trace down how much of this they can get back and for themselves. Somehow, they have already cooked this one you have on your screen. The shining stones that you have on the screen, according to Dele Alakori, these are some of the gold they managed to buy back from some of the people who are mining gold in Nigeria. And this gold is going to go to the Nigerian reserve. How many of you remember Patawale? Patawale of Zamfara. Zamfara gold is for Zamfara people. Bayelsa oil is for Nigeria. You remember him? I'm just saying. But finally, Tinubu and his gang are now telling you that don't worry, all gold in Nigeria belong to all power belong to Jesus. Kind of. Sorry, something came to my mind. Okay, I remember when they said a pastor, right, was doing deliverance. Now this is a joke. Please don't take it too personal, because some of you, when it comes to this religious thing, there's always something inside you that is just never going to like what I'm about to say. And I understand, but just because it's got very shitty, right? Now, a joke. So they said that the pastor was performing a deliverance, all right? So, and when he's like, come out, you demon, and the rest of that, come out of him. I declare you to it. So the demon came out, and then the pastor ran. Okay? And the people were like, are you not a pastor? Go back. So he was like, who told you I'm a pastor? Sort of. Anyway, Tinubu and his gang, it wasn't meant to be funny. It's just a random thought. Okay? So pretend that you didn't hear that. Anyway, Tinubu and his gang, right? So they are now telling everybody that, listen, like that pastor that said, don't you have the power? I say, no, power belongs to Jesus, so not me. Say, pastor, use your power to defeat this. We say, no. Which power? All power belongs to Jesus, sort of. So now Tinubu and his gang are now like more or less like, hey, everybody should not worry. All gold belongs to you. And since they put that up, they are now telling everybody that money they go though. Dele Alakori is now saying, now don't worry about the foreign reserve. Now that all gold belongs to you, you can be rest assured that they will be making $500 million from just gold alone. $500 million. And according to them, that is going to help to boost Nigerian foreign reserve. Like, is that really a thing? If you ask them later and say, how much money have you saved now? How much money have you saved from the gold that we have? Story go start. Because all those shiny things, they are part of the propaganda. Ask them to come and give you the total number of gold Nigeria gets now, or the one they don't buy back. Story go start. But look at Koolu. That's Koolu there holding the bottle of 1 million Paco Rabanne. You know Paco Rabanne, 1 million. That's like the bottle. For those of you who uses aftershave that much, right? What if Tinubu is holding looks like the bottle of Paco Rabanne? $1 million. So I'm putting that in the diary so that maybe in the future I can look back and be like, why no? $500 million. How far? How much have we now saved from that? Because you know me now. They say I'll be revisionist. Okay. When they are pushing this kind of job, it's to tell you that don't worry. Nigeria is going to recover. Tinubu is doing so. If you know how much money we are going to be making from mineral resources. Oh, God damn it, man. I actually really, really wish they are honest. Here you guys, so that you can begin to track some of these things and say, okay, are you putting them back in there? And they are now saying that this gold, though, this gold that Koolu is holding, they say this gold is going to defend the Naira. And I've started seeing the abocates who have now started saying that, Jagaban did. Do you know that this is why they killed Gaddafi? I say, Shaki Oti Yawiri. Imagination is very finished here. Koolu they hold this now, Abi. Now because of that gold, they kill Gaddafi. Now because of this, because Gaddafi wanted to make sure that gold is the currency of Africa. What Jagaban is doing right now is that Jagaban want to make Naira very strong. Now, Nigeria Naira is going to be backed with gold. Shakiru Onipe Waja. Shakiru Onipe Waja, Onipe Wa market. You just make it so easier for these guys. You just make it so easy. It's like format. See, some of them believe us. Now, gold will go take defend the Naira now. Gold defend Naira. Now? That's why they kill Gaddafi now. So Jagaban is... Or again, it will be nice if it's real, like instead of crude oil, since the crude oil is already like stolen, okay? So it will be great. But if you want to use gold to back your money, you must be honest, okay? It simply means that you must know the amount of gold you actually have. Currently, Dele Alakori says Nigeria has 250 million 250 million gold. 250 million gold or something. Just like the crude oil, when they say can you call billion liter of crude oil? I don't know. 200 million ton.
Many people are in the bank because many people are dying. Everything are doing. Pressure ti wà. Maso Yorùbá. Gbogbo nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lu yìí. Pressure ti wà.
But they just said that. So, but you need to be very factual, okay? Like, and then you have to guarantee supplies and you have to have them like a lot. Okay? And then they will value it and say, okay, how much is the total gold bar that you have? And then you will say, oh, we have 25,000 bars of gold of 15 kg weight, 15 kgs, like having that bar, and you have like 20,000 of it. I'm just saying now because now imagination won't finish me too now. Because myself they see the shining objects, you get. So let's say they have this one where they put for table now, right? Let's say they have like 20,000 of it, and each one weighs, let's say 25 kg. 25 kg. each. That 25 take what you. Let's say 15 kg each. That's massive, right? They can just say, more Nigeria gold, though. The gold storage of Nigeria is valued at $450 billion. America will just be printing money for you and say, "Go, bring the gold now. Let's keep it for you. Let's keep it for you. How much do you want dollars? Let's print $1 for you." I swear that's what they do. But you know something? Without corruption and all of that, Nigeria can suddenly become a Dubai. I mean, no corruption. No. America will come and build everything for you. Everything without gold. Eh? You get $400 billion worth of gold. Eh? How do you take do one? I'm just saying, but I'm not sure if Nigeria has that much gold, though. But say we are very poor when it comes to number. Baba, there is gold in Elisha. There is gold in Zafara. There is a uncountable million, 1 million, billion, trillion gold in Nigeria. Say, Baba, calm down. Calm down. Bring them out so that they can value them. But say them bring them out, it will end up in the private pocket of these rogues. How do you even let them get away with all of this? And last, when there is nothing anymore, okay, everybody will just have to kind of find your way. There are those currently in Nigeria that their way of life is pure criminality, but they don't see it as life of criminality. No, I'm just trying to survive. Which one is criminality? Am I the one that is destroying Nigeria? Is it because of what I'm doing that is now, I'm just trying to survive? Now, so keeping quiet, trying to find a way, cutting corners, trying to kind of, find a way around the hardship, the sufferings, and all of this that these guys are throwing at you. And before you know it, Baba, you don't turn 50, you don't turn 60, you don't turn 70. At the age of 70, you call the smuggle Igbo. At the age of 70, person the smuggle Igbo. Then they ask her, Baba, what do you use your young age for? You use them hoping that there is going to be a Messiah coming to rescue you. Now you don't get old. Now they push you. I don't know. Just like this guy was caught in Abuja, and I saw that earlier, and I was like, I don't want to be pushing Igbo when I turn 70. So that is why you have to what? You have to fight them now. With the future that these ones are giving, the future that they are preparing for all of you. Those of you who are in your 20s, in your 30s now.
Where is that? Bring that charging table. Let them bring that charging table there. That table there. Bring the two of them. Charging table.
Yeah.
You can snap in okay.
I don't know who I am, and I'm not sure if my measurement is right. But from their report, they said that it is 358 kilogram. And that is like the size. If you put all of them together like that, as many as they are, right? If you put them together, they will be the size of 7 bag of rice, 50 kg rice. Yeah, that's the weight. And according to them, it is worth over 35 million naira. It was, I don't know if that old man is the owner or is just a driver, a smuggler for it. I don't even think the dealer will probably be traveling with it that way. He's probably just a driver, a regular that moves the stuff for him and they pay him stipend. And to him, it's just a business. I don't have to check what they're doing. Or his face is on the camera, right there. There's another one where they caught for Edo, about inside Shrine. It was actually like a drug depot. So they have snake and all of that. They're live snakes. But the NDLEA managed to get in. And they removed the snake cover, all other cover, and behind it is the storage of the drug in Edo State. And we already have the pandemic of, drug abuses in Nigeria, especially among the young people today in Nigeria. I bet it's just gonna be like your delay, to your tent, O ye Israel, or wherever you come from, because the criminals in charge of government, they've done everything possible with the traps, whether it is a policy trap or it is their own impunity traps or impunity that is kind of continue to set traps against the millions of people in Nigeria and on like that. So at this point, it's just going to be like, oh, more fight or die. You know that. You fight or you die. You're going to die. We're all going to die anyway. So what do you have to lose if you have to fight before you die? So that nobody keeps threatening you or trying to intimidate you with death. I mean, just talking figuratively, you know what I mean? We're all going to die anyway. The entire system is rigged enough to kill us. But isn't it better to die on your feet fighting than die on your knees begging? It all starts from here before it becomes a physical. So thank you so much, everyone, again. And I am going to open the line, right? And if you want to be part of the chat tonight, of course, like the broadcast, share it if you haven't already. Then pick up your phone. The number is on your screen. So when I get back, I'll take us, then we can have a gist for a few minutes before we call it a night. Don't go anywhere.
Disable, Akishete, Atisete, Atin Parotipe, Atisete, Tito, Dimo, Dodo, Simo, Atisete, Otisete, Kagwa de Falare, Atisete, Kagwe de Falare, Atisete, Adajo, Paro, Tori Owo, Atisete, Oti, Paro, Tori Bo, Atisete, Udo, Minster, Atisete, Atisete, Tiangara, Atisete, Disable, Akishete, Atin Parotipe, Atisete, Tito, Dimo, Dodo, Simo, Atisete, Otisete, Kagwa.
they speak in tongues. Oh my God. Baba,
How are you?
I'm good, you?
Well, I'm very well. Oh, I could just be like that behind the scene, going on and all that. But since it's part of what you can see behind the scene, why not?
I've been laughing all along. We've all been laughing, yeah.
You know.
So
I can make, have you seen the videos? Have you seen videos of children dancing to
They do it here too. Maybe I will start filming them to send it to you.
Yeah, record them and send them to me. And let me see something. Anyway,
they do it here too. You know.
I know, princess.
They all do it here. We've been here, Baba. We've been educating them. They know what is right from wrong. They know more than majority of the adults around. You know. They know what is going on. They search for these things on their tablets, on their iPads, and they see things for themselves and they pick the truth from it, and they are growing with that. We didn't have access to all of that, but they are growing with it. They are learning day in, day out. So we are giving them a very good life, you know, and we are giving them information that we never had access to. So, call on Shano and Mayego. The gold drama, yeah, Baba. The gold drama, we will just keep watching them. No, if Tinubu is coming out to tell us Naira is going to be backed by gold, he's going to have problem with the West. It is as simple as that. Yes.
You see, this is how propaganda can work. And before you know it, people will begin to say, we need to protect Tinubu. We cannot let them we want to free Africa. So Tinubu will not be like somebody who wants to save Africa.
Gold, wow. They should go and carry regular gold now. Gold later, you will now see our own Yoruba youths. They'll be the one that will put barricade on the road when these Fulani miners are going into the bush. Our Yoruba youth will put barricades. I've said it here before. Now, our Yoruba youth will put barricades on the road. They give them 200 naira to pass that barricade, and they go into the place and mine their gold. Right there, where Yorubas are. Yes. You know the amount of lithium they take away from Ilorin every now and then. Ask Ahmed. If Ahmed can call in on this program, let Ahmed talk to you. Who are the people behind it? Dele Alake wants to tell us that he doesn't know that they are mining in Ilorin. Lithium of 6, 7, 8% lithium. 8%. You know how rich that is. So all this drama, that's okay. Oshi. Baba Deboye no said somebody in his church had breast cancer and they removed the breast and the breast grew back. These people are just everything can
once in a while. I'm asking like a
the idiots that destroyed God. He could not do miracles for
winter.
This idiot cannot command rain. Oh, you can say miracle rain now to go and put out the fire. Very hopeless set of people. And this the way he was ranting in the church in London, you heard some people hailing him again.
I know.
And when you're my and concerning the Messiah, my good Messiahs are not peaceful people, oh.
No, I know they are warriors.
Messiahs.
They are like warriors.
The size that the ones that saved us in Africa, as we are talking now. If not, what is happening to the people of Palestine?
What happened? Princess, are you there? Nigeria don't happen to our princess line.
Maegu, hello?
Okay. You're still
hello,
here.
Baba.
Yeah.
They were going to put this Israeli, they were going to put them in Kenya in 1947 or 1946 or thereabout. It was the influx, you can look it up. The influx of the European at the time into Africa and the lion. I think I posted it on my status sometimes ago. It was the Messiah that stopped it. So Messiah are not well, they are peaceful. They are just peaceful as Africans. When they are threatened, I don't face lion. You call them peaceful. As I day here now, person go call me peaceful. As I dey peaceful for your eye.
No.
So but she kiri e se mama lo niyen o fe fi naira o fe fi gbogbo yen teki about propaganda ni.
It's already
these people know what to do.
See, Princess Odi, already
they know what to do. Yes, they know what to do. They know how to do it. They know how to go about it. They know people to call. Wale Edu knows the person that will fix CBN. They know it. They know these things. They all know it themselves. They are not going to these people. And we have to present software for our people in our sometimes ago. That if a road is to be constructed in Bayelsa, the same amount of money that we construct a road in Bayelsa is not the same amount to be used for it in Abeokuta. Immediately you want to do road in Bayelsa, you know Bayelsa is waterlogged. You're going to spend more money. If you get the same billing in Abeokuta, then that's a fraud. A fraud is happening. Then the system will not dispense the money. They presented this software to this bunch of idiots. The software was presented to her. Okonjo-Iweala asked the person that brought that software that, has this software been used in your state? The person said no. They said take it back to your state. He took it back to his state. When he got to his state, Daniel asked the person to give it to the commissioner. The commissioner was sending him back and forth. Later, the commissioner said, Oga, what you brought this software for will not even make us do our job. He said, we came to steal here. So Maegu only left everybody. As we are saying, there is no money, there is no money. There are some of us that still make like 6-7 million weekly. That's what everybody will be saying. So whatever it is, something we give eventually at the end of the day. Yes, everybody, mama, pretend me. Something we give at the end of the day. That I'm very sure about. Maegu, have a wonderful evening.
And you too. Thank you so much, Princess. Okay.
Yeah.
I will come back to this, my caller. And just what Princess was pointing at earlier. And this is the clip.
That's why I laughed when I heard that one joker said I was faking miracles. There's no need to fake miracles. Some of the miracles God has been performing in our midst, they are difficult to believe. I remember one when I was praying in my prayer room last night. God reminded me of one. A friend had cancer of the breast. They took her to the hospital, cut off that one breast so that she won't die. And this lady went to visit her friend in the hospital, sad to see her in that situation. And they took one anointed handkerchief that we had prayed over and laid it on the wound and prayed. 2 weeks later, a new breast had grown. How can anybody fake that? Are you going to pretend that happened?
Pastor, pastor, àwọn ọmọ ìjọ sticker ló ń ṣọ́ wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dídá ìpápá ẹ̀dá orin yẹ́n kan wà ní báàbù tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ pé sàgbétò àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú báàbù pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Ìwọ má dídá ayé bàjẹ́.
Jenny, hello there.
Yeah, hi there, Maegu.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yes, yeah, I'm all right, thank you. And you?
I'm very well as well. So, Deza.
Yeah, I want to thank you for all your effort, to bring forth all the shenanigans that are going on in Nigeria. Sometime when we down, kind of give us hope and kind of make our day. You understand? But sometimes it's very depressing. When you think you are making our day, you get much.
I'm glad I could give a lot of people closure. When people are like, what is all this, man? What is going on in this place? When you come onto this platform, you are able to kind of put them together. And then you're able to control how you feel towards it generally. Because that's the way I handle it myself. Or else, it is depressing, always.
I was talking to one of my friends in America today, Mr. Stone from Texas. He's into the cash. He knows most of these politicians and he knows a lot of people. He knows a lot of people. He's my elder when we were in college, And apparently he shipped a car to one of these, some guy in Nigeria, cleared at the port, almost about a year-old car, cleared at the port. As they were going, they were taking it to the northern area. They got arrested at Akure, because they took that route. And then this guy, the custom guy, said, they showed him all the papers. The guy said, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care. This car has to be impounded. And the guy went, why should they impound the car? The car is cleared at the custom in Lagos. What did you pay? He said, listen, I'm the brother to the former governor of Nasarawa State. If I say I pound this car, I will pound this car. That was how the agent called my friends in Texas. Oh boy, your car don't want to enter Genji. They want to fix this motor. And how we go do it now? So this guy now knows the brother to Baja Biamila. He called Baja Biamila brother in America. Said, listen, I've got a big problem. They are very good friends. This is what's happening. And the guy made some phone calls. He came back and said, listen, my brother, try to settle that guy. If you don't settle that guy, that car is going nowhere. It's going to be pounded. The guy demanded for 2 million. At the end of the day, they paid 250,000. Do you know that custom guy phoned the other guys ahead? Before that car got to Abuja, they paid well over 1.2 million. They keep on updating it one another. So that's Nigeria for you. Even if you have power, there are people more powerful than you. That's just the language. The country is so fucked up, my ego.
And they will tell you that it's a normal thing. It's how we do it. It's how we do it here.
No, that's what that's what the guy told me. I forgot to relate. He said, Tony, that's how it goes, man. He said, look, Stone, if you don't want to lose that car, you have to settle that guy. And that's how it goes. Because look, the Central Bank of Nigeria today, do you know, right? 70% of the staff in the Central Bank, right, are children of our politicians. Atiku's daughter is there.
Yes.
Buhari's daughter is there.
Yes.
Ganduje child is there. Tinubu nephew is there. Hey, look, if I can't, when they gave me the list, right, I was shocked. Do you know why? They are taking this with Emefiole? They are actually taking it because they are all involved. They are all involved
under the bus, and they can't dig further. So you just have to kind of do the media trial more, and then they will wrap it up, and all of us will forget about Emefiole in another few months. It's going to be
that's what time it is. But tonight, I'm going to say something to Nigerians, right? I think we are giving these guys oxygen, because when you switch on Nigerian televisions today, right? Because funny enough, right? We are abroad, right? We get more updates than people in Nigeria. Because we have access to channel television 24 hours of electricity and light, electricity and all that things. We have access to channel television, Arise News, blah blah blah. We watch them every day.
Everything.
I think we give oxygen to these people.
And we have the resources to differentiate nonsense news, fake news from real ones. We could research, we could do anything because we have the resources to do all of that without having to say, oh, I can't waste my data. And that is something that some people actually take for granted. You know that?
Yeah, that's right.
Like you are living abroad, and then you are allowing some people, some miscreants, political jobbers with different criminal politicians in Nigeria to mislead you. You are abroad, and you are defending the criminals in Nigeria because you have a friend who is working with one of them and is telling you, is giving you info, and therefore you are defending the rogues. in Nigeria? Is that not a waste of opportunity and waste of resources?
Big waste of resources. I got look sometimes, right? When you say sometimes people, I get headache when look. I'm one of those guys that went to boarding house during the 70s. My classmates, right? We are children of ministers, the most wealthiest people in Nigeria. I went to college with them, Mayegun, and we're all friends. And when we finish, right, we are still made friends. But today, if you're a poor man's child, you have to go to the mainstream secondary school, which we went to, which is now bastardized. It's people that went to the secondary school and the private school, right? And they say, look, it's so frustrating when you see ministers sending their children abroad, and when they graduate, they come and post the picture. There's one. I remember one minute, one I was Fulani man that when the daughter graduated, right, he gave the school $10 million. Can you imagine that?
One of these, I think, is one of these guys from North. I can't remember his name, but people will tell us his name in the comment. Don't worry.
Can you imagine that nurse rufire children graduated abroad? Is he posted?
What's this guy name from Delta? Udua, the former one, Okowa.
They would display the picture. They would be so proud and show it to their citizens, their subjects, that look, that on a day my children don't do well. More than praise.
Well, you know what's in me? I can't. What they make me so mad when I think of this, right? Is that we see the images of their children graduating abroad, but we haven't seen a single child of theirs contribute anything meaningful and then anything positive to Nigeria.
They get brain. They don't get brain.
Now you can't tell me and say Ganduje's daughter is the brain behind this IT development in Nigeria. You can't say Sanusi's son or bokohari's daughter whose school.
Talking about Sanusi's son. You know, remember 2 years ago, right? He graduated from the police like.
I was going to be part of the police. Yeah.
Do you know the guy is a star commissioner
of police
from ASP when he graduated? You know, when he finished from that police college, right? That the cadet blah blah blah. ASP, right? It's supposed to take you 10 years or 7 years to become. The guy is now a star commissioner.
I know.
The next thing you're going to see, right?
He's going to be a commissioner in a small. They will go hide down. They will go hide down for one small backwater state as commissioner of police. You know, we'll hear about him until later. They will just say they don't post him to Lagos.
I say if everybody becomes president of Nigeria tomorrow, he's going to become the IG. You understand? Even if this guy become president tomorrow, right? What's his name? Waziri. If he comes, the other guy is going to become this thing. Okay, they've not started it, right? According to what I hear from the grapevine, it looks like they are trying to do away with Tinubu. For 2027, right? They want to bring back Jonathan. Because Jonathan, don't forget that Jonathan got a term to serve. And what Tinubu is doing now, they don't like it, right? So what they want to do, Jonathan can be tamed. And Jonathan is more of a Democrat and a visionary, right? Than Tinubu. So what they want to do now, what they are planning in the northern area now is that to bring Tinubu back and Jonathan back to serve the remaining 8 years and 4 years. Right. So after the 4 years now, another northerner will come in. That's what they're trying to do. I can bet you that's what it's right.
Time shall tell then, Adeza. Thank you so much, okay? Let me take another one, Baba.
All right.
It's a pleasure hearing from you again, though, right? You have a good week, man. So that's Adeza, ladies and gentlemen, from Edinburgh. The orgs are gathering again. You are watching them. We are discussing them. But what are you doing? Are you secretly not going to be helping them to mobilize for another charade? I mean, I don't want you to claim ignorance later. You will end up having to be with them if you continue to believe in one Nigeria, okay? You need coalition to remove Tinubu, Abi. Meanwhile, some others are like, oh, nobody to remove Tinubu. Let's destroy Nigeria together, we can. 2023, Jagaban, our choice for Nigeria's destruction. People play too much, all right? Here is another caller. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Mayo. Good evening from here.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I tried. Fine, and you?
Well, very well, sir.
I tried.
Thank you.
I tried calling in the morning, but I couldn't get through. I have only 4 things to say. Just brief. I love what you said about Sokoto. I pray that thing will start from that Sokoto Sultan. That's that evil stool. That's Sultan of Sokoto. If you can remember, that had been where they put all the liver and kidney and heart of the Northerners.
Yes.
Anything that touches that stool, they believe you've touched Muhammad or Allah. So I believe this katakata will start from there. Because that man...
Now. You remember I said, all of you should begin to put ears on the ground. Very soon alarm will blow because they are about to take all the power from him.
Immediately you said that in the morning, I said, God, please, I want you to start from there, because that was what that stool, when Nzogu went into action there with his group, they've not forgot what they did there. And that man, they use that thing to cover all the atrocities, even interviews that man did. Yes, because that man did open interview even when he was a young man. There's another interview they dug out where a group of Nigerian students, African students, they were asking them about. You see him full, complete radical extremist. What he said there at the age of 21 or 18 years that time, and he carried those things over. What Nzogu saw, and all of them, they decided to take him away. For that, killing him is not just they want to kill him sake. Something was there.
No, they didn't even go to kill him. For the sake of our listeners, right? Let's talk about, because you know what they say is this, like they said, these soldiers went there and they didn't go there to kill him. According to the report, when the soldiers got there, it was they targeted him when he returned from Mecca, and it was right there in his house, right? But his house is a fortified house with fence, and it has only one entrance. So they said when the soldiers got there, they made an announcement that he should surrender himself. He didn't. Okay, so the next thing, he just returned fire. In the process, the soldiers got shot. And they felt like, okay, they went away to regroup. So when they came back the following time, it was a battle. They were trying to smuggle him out of that same confrontation when he got hit. Yeah. So, but the impression out there is that they actually went there, they took him and they killed him. That's not what happened. But it has happened. It has claimed millions of lives, and they still continue to repeat
the end result that stool, like you said in the morning, that stool, they made him the head of traditional rulers, Muslim traditional rulers, and during Buhari time, he was also head of the whole traditional rulers in Nigeria. Always. So, and he has oil well. He doesn't even know the location, but he's getting money. And when you check this man, this man can never come out when people are suffering. He only come out when people are talking bad against the government. He will come and say, you people should calm down, give them time. He will go in again, and atrocity continue going on. So I want that problem to start from that stool, because the Northerners are seeing that stool as their God. So another one is when people are talking about Kenya, Nigerians are praising Kenya in what Kenyans are doing now. They should not look down on Nigerians on October 2020, about NSAS. We did the same thing. Nigerian youth went outside there. In that protest, you saw accountability. All the money they brought for that protest, they accounted it. All of them was accounted for. The food was there. And the youth now showed Nigerian leaders that Muslims religion is not our problem, except the people that are using it intentionally for political gains. Because you can see the Muslims there and the Christians, they gave each other respect during all their prayers time. So you see the youth, they have an emergency call, ambulance. You see the lawyers are there. What the Kenyans are doing now, we've done it. But this wicked APC, they ganged up to kill the youths that day. So NSAS did more than what the Kenyans are doing today. So we should not look at Nigerians that Nigerians are not, they are not doing anything. The NSAS, this Lekki shooting, this Lekki massacre, that brought a lot of people morale down. They cannot go there anymore. You saw how it ended. Governor of Lagos said nobody died. At the end of the day, they are requesting money to bury people that died. So they first of all lied that nobody died. Now they want to take money again and bury these people. So they lied. So Nigerians did a lot that time. Just that we have wicked leaders that wanted to be there at all costs. So they should not look down on Nigeria. Nigeria did more like Kenyans. So another thing I want to say, this issue of Ababiole. 1 minute, just Ababiole. It's like you've forgotten Ababiole off the mic. Please put that clip back again. So we remind that man he's a criminal, because it's like we've forgotten about him now. Put that clip back, that's my request, please. Thank you so much,
and it is always the first thing you hear whenever I go live. It is always reminding people, off the mic, mic, it's okay, remember?
Off the mic.
We'll put it. Thank you so much.
Please, thank you so much.
Okay. That's a very good one. Listen, we are not so many discipline, okay? And that simply means that you could be part of it and you can keep it short as well, so that we can have as many people as possible. And to those who are not really thinking of calling in, right? You should. Don't forget to pay your offering, okay? Like this. And so for the people who always want to buy me coffee, right? The link to use, if you want to buy me one, it's also going to be in the comment section. Somebody just asked, okay? So have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Maegun. This is Older from Leeds.
Older from Leeds. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Older. I remember now, but how are you doing anyway?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I keep remembering the struggle we had before I could even get it. Now I'm almost back there, but good enough, I remember.
Yeah, so you actually, yeah, I'm fine. Every day after talking to you, I reflect on things again, because Nigerian issue is something that I believe everybody reflects on it every day, every second, every hour of the day. And then, just trying to find, to read into the system. Now, why is everything like this in Nigeria? Why is it not like here in Europe? The same thing in Nigeria. So, I still couldn't find it.
You always have to get your answers why. Because you know what you get to Maegun's diary political is that you have a chance of seeing those behind most of the happenings in Nigeria. And by so doing, you are able to kind of know the people behind why we can't be like Europe. And then if any of us who have any feelings for them get to know the truth, the ideal thing is to work on ourselves and withdraw such feelings, because those are what they are feeding on. Our validation, our support, and blind support as well. So good enough. That's why you're here, to remind you every evening that those responsible for Nigeria's problems, they have names and they have faces.
Well, the thing is that the Nigerian people have given the power to the government, so-called government. So now that, because we don't know our value, we don't even know that do we actually mean anything to the humanity? Do we see ourselves as important? An ordinary Nigerian doesn't see themselves important. They don't have, because when an ordinary Nigerian look at another person and telling that person that you better be careful, they will just kill you for nothing. You better be this, they will just kill you because there's no human right. Human right is completely washed away. And then if we go a bit up to the civil servant level, civil servant level, essentially, they live on people, on ordinary citizens, like people who do their daily business, go out there, they take bribe, and that's the way they've been sustaining themselves, because nothing is coming from the government.
They won't complain because they can always rely
Yes.
on bribery and God damn it, man.
Yes, and then the politicians themselves. Some of the politicians comes from this background, so they know all this as well. Up from the top, from the bottom to the top to the bottom. So they all know that this is the system. That's the reason why a police will justify his action on the road collecting money, and their superior will say, "Well, just don't be caught. But don't forget, you have to bring my own share to me when you get to the station, because you are there for a reason. It's not to keep anybody safe, so that we can chop. That's all. Because the government are not doing anything. Because would you say that the government is doing anything in the first place with the current state of Nigerian economy, that paying 62,000 naira will ever solve any problem? In what way? How? Is it for food only, or for transportation? Yeah. Is it for? So let's just let's look at it that way. Can it ever work? It's not possible. Everybody, who is fooling who? These institutions, they are not strong, and the government, because they said if there's no crack in the wall, Lisa will not be able to get into it, isn't it? Because there's the institution has failed, because it's the only institution that allows all these politicians to work on them like this. Because the institution,
They say, right? They said that instead of building, and it's not just Nigeria, I think it's Africa generally, right? Or Nigeria in particular, instead of building powerful institutions, we are building powerful men. A lot of us can list a lot of powerful people. We consider powerful people from every part of Nigeria today, right? Because that's what we see them as. But do we have any powerful institution that there is no powerful man that is above in Nigeria? No. Anyway,
so well,
so much. Let me take another one.
Thank you for listening today. Yeah,
God
thank you.
Bless you, Baba. Take it easy, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a brother from Leeds, amazing guy. And I have another caller on the line as well. So let's just go for it. And I think this is Michael, or maybe right. Hello.
How you go, Baba?
Baba.
How you doing?
I'm very well, and who is this again?
Hey, now Austin from Germany.
No, why you don't blame me now, Austin? If you are using these two, if you're using these two voice or two voices, right? It becomes, and then when you don't call me often as well, right? Now you just use your real voice there. Austin, how are you today? It's been a while.
Yeah, but I always listen. Yeah, sometimes yeah, because of work, I try to contribute, but my work sometimes doesn't really permit me to be making calls. But I listen
except when you cannot really look away.
Yeah. Like when I can really resist it. Yeah. So
right,
anyway, today
so here we are.
Yeah, today I joined a little bit late because Germans are playing today. So I was watching it. So that's why. But
something.
Yeah, they qualified, but they play 1-1. So it was really tough. Yeah. So anyway,
I really want to.
Yeah, the time I enter, I just use the normal thing to summarize about the whole issue. Sometimes when Martinelli is talking, people don't really understand him. People, most of us get mad at him and say, "Why is he talking like this?" Hey, we are doing no. I completely understand Martinelli sometimes, because I just want to deviate a little bit. Nigerians are not really, really ready to liberate themselves, and are not really ready also to go their separate ways. Why I'm saying this, you see what happened in Kenya. The Kenyans come as Kenyans. They didn't come because one people, the president is from Masai or from this or from here or from here. They come as Kenyans and stand for their right. But when a Northerner is in power, the Northerners will tell you that protest is haram. So when a Yoruba man is power, some will be saying, yeah, what he's doing is not right. Some will be saying, are we to go? The pastors, the mega pastors in Yoruba land will be standing indirectly for him, telling people not to go for protest, indirectly in their church. Speaking lies, polluting the minds of Nigerians.
Yes.
Then you come to my tribe. They will say, no, we don't, no, it is not our business. In short, Emilio, make it continue, make Tinubu continue. And okay, I am not trying to be biased somehow, but in one word, you really understand that they are right somehow. Because if they will come out, they are going to be killed. Other tribes might do it and go scot-free, they will be killed. So you see that Nigeria is not one. And Nigerians know that Nigerians is not one. Everybody in Nigeria knows that. But why are we so much afraid to come out and speak and said, let's dissolve this union because it's not working? Because there is nothing you will make Nigeria to work. Nothing will make Nigeria to work. If we like, let us preach till tomorrow. Let us preach till thy kingdom come. Let us try to bring a new excuse, whatever, this, that, go up and down. Nigeria will not work. Nigerians knows that. Because if you want to, yeah, exactly. If you want to tell me that Nigeria will work, tell me one thing that is functionable in Nigeria. One. In short, half, not one. Half. Nothing. And we all are pretending.
It's like a decreasing, right? When Obasanjo came, we could actually measure the change from that military to civilian. Obasanjo is selfish, greedy, corrupt, right? No doubt. But there are actually some meaningful things you could easily point at, and then you could begin to monitor them and see if they are going to progress or not. And these ones have no real plan, nothing. Like you can't really point anything and say, okay, this is what they are doing. No, let's hold them onto it, and nothing.
Like one of the callers said on Friday, he said on Friday that the APC did not come for anything. They only just came to remove Jonathan from power. They didn't even believe that Jonathan will concede. They didn't believe it. And when Jonathan does that, they are just lost. They don't know where to start. They don't know what to do. They don't know. They are just chasing shadows here and there. Let me tell you, Obasanjo was a learner to these guys. And still a learner. These guys are very cruel and terrible and wicked.
Very, very.
From their local government councillors, chairman, to Senate, House of Representatives, states, all of them, none of them can be said that he's good. None, no single one.
Chancellors everywhere.
You can't trust any single one. And let me tell you one thing, and this is the truth, and many Nigerians doesn't want to accept it. Majority of Nigerians in Nigeria have the same mindset. Majority of Nigerians in Nigeria have the same mindset.
So they will ask you, if it's you, won't you do it? Because they believe that everybody will do it.
You will be hearing this rhetorics. One will be telling you, my brother, this thing you're talking, if you go there, what will you do different? What will you do different? Government, my papa house, if you go there, you know what to take your own. This person take, how this is where we have this what people be saying, rich men without enterprise. Nobody without enterprise. It's only Nigeria we measure. This guy buy Rolls Royce 2025 model, 2024 model. Why people that are building it don't even do that? So we keep on beating here and here and here and here, and the center is completely destroyed. And everybody is looking at and saying,
hoping that maybe someday something will just happen and everything will just be fine. How?
Nothing will happen. Nothing. If we like, we can lament from January to December. We can talk. If Nigeria
2025 or January 2030, if nothing is
Never.
done, if you don't stop them, they will never stop. That's my own theory.
No. Nigerians can only, if Nigeria want changes, Nigerians can remove, all of us, we can remove fear and come in front and say, we dissolve this country. We demand for accountability. But we do it. How will we do it? Who is going to do it? We are so much divided by ethnic. Look, when a Fulani man is talking, people are trembling. I understand. I was watching Idris Abocates interview when they were interviewing. I go to the comment section. A lot of people were saying, when Buhari was in power, what did you do? In the other way around, it was a silly question. In the other way around, it's a nice question. Because when Buhari was in power, did he sing? No. He only sang when Obasanjo was in power, a Yoruba man. And he sang again when Tinubu is in power, a Yoruba man.
Mm-hmm.
But during Yaradua, nobody heard him.
No.
During Buhari, nobody heard him. So what are we doing? Sometimes people play with our emotion and we plunge into it. So for Nigeria to stand up is impossible, not even impossible. Impossible.
Not under these circumstances or arrangements.
No arrangement about Nigeria will stand. As far as it comes for Nigeria, no arrangement, no matter however we like to do it, it's only break Nigeria. That is where I stand. Mayego, thank you.
God bless you, Austin. Okay, and take it easy, man. All the best this week. That's Austin, ladies and gentlemen. I have okay, hang on. I have another caller, but I'm going to tell this my caller to wait on. Okay. So to these two individuals who have bought me coffees, let me tell you, right? I've got how many coffees? I've got 5 coffees from one person, 5 cup of coffee, and I got 2 from someone else, right? Thank you to every one of you. It actually cost about $5 to buy me a coffee. Just this kind of a direct way of supporting Mayegu. That's what it means, okay? And it's so easy to use. The link is right here in the comment. Use that if you are out there to support my platform, and I will always appreciate that. So I believe I took this call. Do I still have you there? Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Mayego, how are you?
I am very well. And you?
I'm doing good. This is Radical Brother from the States.
How are you today, Baba?
I'm doing so great. So great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
I missed the sermon. I missed the sermon today. I'm just coming in.
Did you listen to that Sunday sermon, or you watched or rewatched it?
No, I missed it. I'm just coming in. But I had some other things on my mind to talk already. So I was hoping to catch you.
Grand. And here you are.
Okay. I saw a declassified United States document that boldly categorized General Murtala Mohammed and Gowon as genocidists.
Oh.
If you go to statedepartment.gov.us, you will find it. It's a declassified document. It just came out last week.
I think somebody led me to that somewhere. I mean, sometimes back. Oh, I'm going to go back to it and bring it to everybody one of these days then.
Yes. America has confirmed
so what did they now
that they knew
money to cover that up for them, that nobody actually stood trial for the genocide
yes.
committed in Nigeria at
yes.
the time.
They were looking out for their own interest. As a matter of fact, in that document, you will see them describe General Murtala Mohammed when he took over power as an intelligent but erratic northerner. They describe Murtala Mohammed as an intelligent but very erratic and very vindictive northerner. That's where the ambassador in Lagos described him to the State Department in a cable.
Right.
Okay, so confirm. I will have international evidence now that the world knows that Gowon is a genocidist. Before he dies, I pray we take him to Hague and drag him to the mud for who he is. He's a genocidist.
And that
all right?
actually needed to be established, you know. Some of them, even if they are dead, posthumously, they can be convicted of their crimes. You know that?
Yes, of course.
And their names
yes,
will
of
be
course.
taken off all of the important whatever it is.
Yeah,
Institutions all
Murtala
over the
Muhammad
world.
Airport will go. The 20 naira will go.
Yeah.
All right. And if they begin to dig it, I will tell you that even Obasanjo will be implicated.
Will be indicted too. Yes.
Yeah, they were all the generals commanding the war. Adekule, all of them. That shoots on anything that moves, even the grass.
Posthumously, they will be convicted.
Yes, they will all be convicted. The truth is coming out. My people say if you bury truth, it will germinate.
It will.
So the truth is beginning to germinate.
I'm going to go look it up, and I'm going to bring more context to that for people. Help people.
Okay.
Because there are people who are actually doing all these researches. I promise you, right? Materials like this are very, very handy and useful too.
Yep.
Look it up, Baba. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, that's my point number one. Point number two is, I saw your title, The Hawks Are Gathering. The North is gathering against Tinubu. I want to tell you something.
They are thinking so
far. I want to announce it clear. In vain, the Bible says in vain, do you lay a net in the sight of a bird? If you lay a net for a bird, when he doesn't see you, he might catch the bird. Right. But when a bird is watching you and they lay a net for the bird, you're wasting your time.
And this is pretty much the narrative, by the way. Like, what are they even thinking? Did they think the Northern Nigeria vote made Tinubu president? Like, you know, that's one of the misconception a lot of people actually have, right?
No.
And the North themselves always have that too. And if nobody had paid attention to their charade
they believe in their own lie. They believe in their own lie. They believe in their own lie.
If anybody think it is the Northern Nigeria that made Tinubu president by vote,
no, it is just a Northerner by announcement, not by vote.
It's just by announcement, man. It's by announcement.
By announcement.
Whatever people they announce by in Northern Nigeria, Yakubu cannot prove it anywhere.
Yep. It's just by announcement. It was never by vote.
Anybody think it's their number that is okay? We shall see.
Nah, they ain't got no number. I've always told people, right? Geographically, it's an aberration that Northern Nigeria is more populous than Southern Nigeria. If Northern Nigeria is more populous than Southern Nigeria, it simply means that Niger Republic is more populous than Nigeria.
See?
They have more land mass.
And the total population of Niger Republic is just 21, 22 million.
Yeah, they are just about the population of Lagos.
Niger is bigger than
about the population of Lagos.
You know that?
Because, yes, there is nothing to sustain life in the desert. Okay? So, if Northern Nigeria is more populous than Southern Nigeria, then you can as well say that Mali, Niger, is more than Nigeria. But Niger, Mali, Chad, listen, Niger, Mali, Chad, Burkina Faso is not as populous as Nigeria. Because they live in the desert.
You know,
they live in the desert.
Nigeria that the political permutation says the desert north is bigger.
It's more populous than the arid, than the forest belt of southern Nigeria. You know, so that's number two.
We all kind of we just rode with that.
Nah.
Educated people, not educated people, everybody just rode with it. Like, yeah.
I mean, everybody believed in their lives. It's Nigeria where professors intro the criminal and complain 3 months after that they are not paid their salaries.
Yeah.
It's only Nigeria.
Every election, they will do it
over and over. Over and over. But I wish they will push Tinubu too hard so that his criminal mindset will kick in. Yes. If they push Tinubu too hard, he will restructure Nigeria in such a way that the North will become a minority. The minority they are.
And I would kind of love that. But he's a selfish.
I wish they would push him too hard.
In anything like that.
I just so wish they can push him hard enough to think and say, you know what? I'm going to take away whatever power these guys think they have. It's simple. Restructure Nigeria into 6 regions. Northwest has 7 states. Make the other regions 7 states. 1 more state in the Southwest, make them 7. 1 more state in the Northeast, make them 7. 1 more state in the Middle Belt, make them 7. 2 more states in the East, make them 7. 1 more state in the South, make Nigeria 42 states. 6 regions. Then, after 4 years, kill the states and let us have 6 governor generals. Kill the states. Let's return to 6 regions.
And
we seize governor generals
to handle their own affairs from then on.
Yes, yes,
well,
we seize governor generals.
Very smart and very doable.
Very doable. Return to a parliamentary system of government where you have a weak center and 6 governor generals running the affairs of their regions. Let us have a single camera
that's a proposal
legislation.
that says, for those who are so desperate to keep this contraption, let this be the closest we can be as part of that contraption.
Let it be the closest we can be.
Let it be the closest we can be part of it. While we manage our affairs, then we can meet once in a while at the center.
Yes, let us be Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and England. Something like that. Something like that.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
For sharing that with us today.
Point number 3, Mayegu, before I go, sorry for taking your time. Point number 3.
To make it faster, but I'm enjoying your points. Let's hear the third one.
The GMO. The GMO. You mentioned it yesterday or the day before.
That's right.
The GMO is simply food colonization. That's what it is. Food colonization. If you accept the GMO seeds, those GMO plants never reproduce. If you plant wheat, for instance, you harvest that wheat, you cannot plant the same wheat because it will not grow. No. If you take their GMO rice and plant it, when you harvest it, you cannot replant it again. You have to go back to them every year to buy GMO seeds. It's already happening in Zimbabwe. It is food colonization. We must not allow that.
Thank you so
much. We must not allow that.
God bless you.
It's food colonization.
They said the person that controls the food control life. And
that is it.
They used to say the farmers are like people who give lives. Okay? So once you take farming away, what you have next is going to be famine. And famine means starvation. You know?
Starvation. Again, that's what is going to happen.
It mustn't happen. Okay? People should be very much aware. But unfortunately, it seems like it has gone far, though. But we won't keep
Look at India. Look at Zimbabwe. Yes. They're having the same problem already of GMO seedlings. You don't have seedlings to grow the next year. You must buy from them.
You have to.
And if you don't have money to buy from them, you starve. It's happening in Zimbabwe right now.
And you can't go back to your own natural, natural grains anymore. They have done it to go back to natural farming. No, forget it.
No, they will give you the GMO seeds for 5 years free. After that, your own seeds have died away. So you cannot even go back to them if you want to. You no longer have seeds. They will give you GMO seeds for 5 years free. After that, your own seeds have died away.
I know. Let me take another one.
And you're starving.
Yes, sir. And then, let's share the time equally. Thank you so much, by the way, okay?
All right, man. Have a good day.
Good one. Man, thank you, sir. All right. Now, I have another caller. I don't know why I'm feeling like this is still like a France or I don't know. I'll come back to you. I want to say a big thank you again to everybody that has been clicking the link and buying me coffee. Do you know that every time you buy one, I get a notification for that? And this evening, I've actually gotten, let me see, 5, 3, 2, 1. Man, I've got like about 10 cups. Thank you to every one of you. But let's take this. Hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah, I'm calling from France, actually. You know it.
I'm calling from France. Bless you. And your name?
Exactly. I'm good. Osas as always.
Osas, why didn't I know? Why did you change the what is it called? Your profile picture.
Oh, there's no picture there. I'm just being
that got me, honestly. There is actually one there. Let me tell you, I'm with Russia solidarity against Now you know what that is. That never used to be your picture, but don't worry. It's just between us.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
That got me.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some solidarity, you know.
So that's what. Yeah. That's what. I mean, that is what actually got me. Okay. I didn't easily know. I knew this France. Sir, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm good. Are you?
I'm very well.
Wow, beautiful studio you have there, bro. Beautiful studio.
It's just kind of like show the inner work here, once in a while. You guys,
it's good.
That, Do you know that?
It's good because it makes like people begin to wonder how that place look like now. They can see it. So it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very, very beautiful. You're welcome. I wanted to quickly talk about what is going on, like the cholera outbreak that is going on in Nigeria.
Right.
Because now they are going around talking about GMO. They invited brigade as if Nigeria is a country where we have drought. No, Nigeria will never hunger.
No.
The problem we have today just because of inflation, it's not because there's lack of food in Nigeria. We are not Ethiopia, we are not Somalia or something like that. We never hunger. Even when you see Nigerians, they still look good. But the fact is that those food are very, very expensive to buy. It's not because of the inavailability of the food.
Main problem. This issue of inflation, hyperinflation, is about people who have money, but that money is not enough to buy what they used to buy anymore.
Exactly. It's not because there's lack of food.
So why all this GMO thing then becoming a thing?
Exactly. It's a misplacement. I think just when you have leaders, when they fail, they start looking for attentions. Because look at cholera. Look at cholera outbreak in Nigeria. What is the result of cholera? Boreholes. Boreholes is a breed. It's a breed for E. coli bacteria. Very, very deadly. That's what causes cholera. And cholera can kill someone within a day or within a few hours. It can just kill somebody.
They said tiger nuts. A tiger nut that was not washed properly. You know, these guys actually, is tiger nut not opio? Is that not what we call tiger nut?
Exactly.
Opio,
Exactly.
right? With that root of. So they said that the people selling the tiger nuts in Lagos, they did not use clean water to wash it. That's what caused the cholera.
No, it's a lie. When you look, the major source of cholera, everybody know that you can Google it. Is from water, from bacteria, from water contamination. So I have been saying it from the beginning. I said, okay, when the Nigerians they are left with no option. You know, where a nation where you have to provide electricity, you provide water, you provide security, you provide schools for yourself. So otherwise, borehole water is very dangerous. Not even a place where we still have pit toilets, because they are going to be washed down there to the water aquifer. It's very, the nearby toilet.
Maybe you are an engineer. You help me. I call it the water bed under this thing. So when you have your latrine, soak away, and you have this dumping site that is burning next somewhere, do you not know that all those water end up at the water underground water?
Once it rains, it's going down there. It's going down there once it rains.
It's going to mix up somehow, isn't it?
Exactly. So the Lagos or the Nigerian government, they cannot say that is the cause, because they know they have not been providing water. No. They are not carry out their own responsibility for the people. They are not going to say it's from the water. They will say, oh, it's from the other side, it's from the food. Because they don't have water for the population. I mean, just look at what Libya has done under Muammar Gaddafi. Billions. We're talking about projects that take years. Egyptian government is doing the same thing now. Egyptian government is embarking on a very big project that will finish at the year 2030. Water supply for the people. Yeah, you see people carry Agbada here and there. People, Nigerians are still celebrating Independence Day. What are you celebrating, for God's sake? What do you have? What do you have when Nigerians abroad are still celebrating Independence Day? Why? So I just understand it. I cannot understand it, because the borehole water is very dangerous to drink. That's why when you look at the source of water, like how Western get their water, either from the stream or from the borehole, but it has to be channeled to the water treatment plants, where they have to do a lot of sedimentation, filtration. Exactly.
You see, Osas, this issue of treatment of water, all of these things, they are present in the water corporation in Nigeria. When we were growing up, we used to see water corporations.
It is, yes, exactly.
But today, in a borehole everywhere. See, when I saw when they were treating water, the water we are drinking inside our home here, the smell, the water, the look of the water, how they became so clean, odorless in my home. If I go to the water corporation, I will see I will see everything there. But in Nigeria, they sell them powder in the market. Pour it inside your borehole. It go clean now. It's safe for drinking. That's how many people are drinking their water. Oh, we've treated it.
It's not going to clean. It will never go to clean, because down there, because look at the wall of the concrete. The wall of the concrete, where there's the wall is always also, they have concrete there, but down there, what about the wall, between the wall and the earth? Okay, once it rains now, the toilet nearby, all the nyama nearby, as Nigeria say, it's going to wash down to the wall between the concrete and the earth. It's going down there to the water aquifer. It's going to be polluted.
It's going to be. How is that even
That is
difficult?
what
Me, I'm not even a science student, right? But
exactly.
the day I was washing my car outside my house here in Glasgow, right? And then I don't know, right? Somebody just commented. I bet somebody from Europe. Oh, you are not allowed to be washing your car on the side of the road because of the underground water. I was like, what are you talking about? I wash my car all the time. That was how I felt, right? Because I was showing the video. But I just had to go and Google it. I was like, even if they don't tell me, if I say I'm stubborn, who go suffer? If I think, say, nobody, I'm just washing my car. That moment, was the last day and last time I ever had to pour soap or everything, washing my car outside my house. For some reason, I never feel comfortable doing it anymore. Because why would the underground water be contact? If now so that they wash all their car for streets here, before I came to their country, right? Maybe I will be probably falling sick, or will be buying water from Turkey or buying water from across the Europe to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
So when we tell people that your borehole, your soaking with everything mixing together, they all have the future implication. Here we are. Koolu, cholera.
Yeah. It's coming from the water. Cholera is from the water. Or they try to say it's food and these are vendors. They are liars because they are covering up because they know they have faith in people. I mean, you can talk about 21st century. Nigerians are still providing electricity for themselves, water for themselves. And you see, there's no project you can say Nigerians will say, where we say, okay, this project is going to take about 30 years. We don't have it. Everybody just want to grab what they have immediately. They don't believe the country exists. Everybody just, like I was talking about Malay. Is it Malay? They call it the former senator from Kogi State. Yeah, showing Rolls Royce and this Nigerians are following him, telling him you are blessed. You are blessed. So people have robbed you. Why you don't have anything?
The day I was under, I used to go under Dino's Facebook.
Dino,
right? So then I will see, where he's displaying this, I will be reading comments. Where did you see all this money? All of our money you have stolen. Now, if you go type in data, where did you make all this money? What is your source of wealth? Nigerians, now from there, I first see a few years ago. Now that I will never forget that experience. Nigerians came there and they said, when somebody is poor, nobody they ask for their source of poverty. Now, when they make money like this, every Nigerians will start asking, what is the source of your wealth? What is something?
They are questioning. They are questioning you now. Why will you
ask? Because of that statement, I actually got an answer for people know they ask, what is the source of your poverty? Alaye, we know the source of our poverty, all of us. So don't they tell me, say, why am I asking you the source of your wealth? When I don't ask you the source of your poverty, I say, Baba, answer the two questions.
How? I don't know. This is what we're talking about. It has to do with the ignorance and illiteracy, lack of education. Because when you are just praising your oppressors and we don't have university, we don't have anything. When we talk about poverty, lack of development, with anything, Nigeria is number one everywhere, all over the world. Look at like what the guy just said. I was reading the comment there on the comment section. Akin Fubimi, he said that the Nigerian political class see the Nigerian youth as noise makers, which is true. Because the people that ought to have come out with these people, youths, are just sitting at home. These are the teachers, these are the traders, these are the policemen, these are the professors in the universities, these are the parents who have many children. They can't pay for tuition, they cannot afford housing, they can't even afford food now. These are the people, we're talking about men of 60, 55, 40, 45, even to 75 years old men. These are the people that are supposed to come out. When they are not with these boys, then automatically the politician will see them as nuisance because they are just youths or they are just youths. But the people that also who supposed to come out to protest are not coming out. This is the problem we have in Nigeria.
Thank you again.
Thanks for having me, sir. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Great discussion.
Okay, and just keep.
Thank you so much.
Though, right? You take it easy, man.
Exactly.
Have a good one,
exactly. Easy. Yeah.
So that's Osas, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to take the last call tonight. Our time is far spent. Normally, this should be the time we close it. We draw the curtains, right? I'll take one more and possibly spend maybe 2-3 minutes with this caller, and then we call it a night. So if you are still willing to buy me a coffee during this live broadcast, the link is right here in the comment. It's pinned up, by the way. Use it. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Mayego.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you for your good work, Mr. Mayego. Ejikeme from Sweden.
Did you say Ejikeme?
From Sweden, yes.
From Sweden. God bless you. I saw Sweden there and I was like, okay, Ejikeme. That's a good one. How are you today? How are you this evening?
I'm fine, my brother. I'm fine. Just a quick one, like you said. I was opportune to be in two graduation last week. It's a college graduation. You know, a lot of people who went to college and they graduate, and I was there and I saw a lot of parents, a lot of family, people are rejoicing, and I was like, people are rejoicing to graduate from college. And in our country, it's not college. It's not really what we count. We count the degrees and the university and how many degrees that somebody have acquired. And I start to ask questions. I said, why are you people celebrating just college? College is just like somebody, this is just the beginning of life, and they are rejoicing, and people, so many people don't know about it, but I managed to get some answer from somebody. One old woman told me, he said, in the olden days, for many years ago, Sweden don't have money to go to school. You understand? And they don't have money, and if anybody manage to finish college, we call for celebration. And that is something that has made like a tradition. And now, even the poorest of the poorest can celebrate it because education now is free. You understand?
You know that they actually, in that same Sweden, correct me if I am wrong, okay? They actually have a free education for foreign students on some courses too. Like you come from Nigeria and you go to school in Sweden and you don't pay a dime.
Yeah, you don't pay a dime. You don't pay as long as you have your, you have your permit.
Yeah.
It's not as long as yes. They have two categories of giving money to to students. One is free of charge; you don't need to pay anything. The other one is loan. If you
pay back.
Yeah, you pay back. But one is free of charge. It's about let me say about $200 to $300 every month. You don't need to pay anything on that one. You can take it free. You understand? But the other one is loan. You pay it back. So when I was asking, I said because like I said before, in Nigeria, college is just somebody who is just starting to go to school. You don't count it so much. But now everybody is rejoicing. Everybody is, when you graduate from college, the poor people, the rich people, you can see everybody on the street. You don't even know who is who because education now is free. For since my life, my brother, I have never seen a major change in Nigerian system. They said, okay, this is a major thing that Nigeria have.
Yeah, like you actually say major change.
No, it has not been. The only thing that I wanted to see like a major change was the election last year. And, which they come out, they promise, yes, which they say this is a game changer in Nigerian history. That you have to see it, you have to be electronically, and you have to see the result, everything. Everybody was like, let me just see how this thing will work.
This could be it. If Nigeria could get it right now, then the rest of Africa was looking forward up to Nigeria. Then, boom, Mr. Yakubu happened.
My brother. Yes, my brother. That is, everybody was like, this will be a major change in my lifetime in Nigeria. For me to see this happen, it will be a major change in my lifetime because I have seen a school collapse. I have seen hospital collapse. I have seen, every institution, everything collapsed in Nigeria. Everything. So the election last year was like, let me just wait and see if, this is true. But everybody knows how it went. Everybody knows how it went.
See, thank you so much. Okay. We will
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
We will keeping our subconscious mind and every other one there.
Like the last caller said, you hope Nigeria can be break in so many regions. I mean, let there be a major change in Nigeria. Let that be something people will say, something that can be in a history. You said in this year, so time to so, there was a major change. Education was free, or the whole roads in Nigeria was free.
There's improvement in healthcare,
or the whole hospital was
security.
Okay.
If they can provide security, if people can be safe in their homes and in their farms, right? I think people can always figure it out on how to bounce back. But with this insecurity that is already state-sponsored,
they say that Tinubu is looking for what do you call it? When they wanted to build the road, you said they want to be like what did they even call it? To be like a milestone for Tinubu. But there are so many things Tinubu can do in Nigeria that can, they can put his name down somewhere forever.
Yeah, but it's not that
There's so many things he can do.
It's not.
There's so many things he can do that anybody can remember in years to come and say, oh, even if this man have done so much, but this that is done, we hold on to it.
Never forget. Well, let's keep the fingers crossed, okay?
My brother,
surprise the people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Good night. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yourself, okay? And stay safe, man. And a wonderful
Bye.
week too. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are drawing the curtain this evening. Let me quickly check if I have said thank you to all of you who just bought me a cup of coffee. So, thank you so much, everyone. And by the way, is it just me? I have not seen prayer docents in a while. Please, all of you who are already formed your caucus in the temple that way, right? Especially on YouTube, when you see prayer docents, tell her I said I. And to the rest of us who make it tonight, I want to say a big thank you to you as usual, okay? So remember, tomorrow is Monday. Even though tomorrow is my son's birthday, Akin will turn 9 tomorrow, okay? But they will have to deal with that themselves someday, okay? So definitely I will be here tomorrow afternoon. And then that should be us continuing with our brunch time with Mayegun. But for tonight, I want to say a big thank you to all of us, okay? And I will say thank you. And I will see you again. I don't even know what to say other than to say good night. And you all have a wonderful, or should I say, you all have a great week. As the week kicks off tomorrow. And good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun dayare na ibi number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ o, làwa mọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun dayare na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Mayegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.